Hey, everybody, welcome to a new episode of Projectize, the project management show. For this episode, I'm taking an article directly from the Harvard Business Review. Projectize is the project management show. I deal with three things: the business of project management, how businesses use project management, and obtaining project management uh, certification. So we're going to do number two, how businesses use project management. So I'm reviewing this article from Harvard Biz called Planning Doesn't Have to Be the Enemy of Agile. And it's very important because you're dealing with two different project management life cycles. So you have planning, which is waterfall and predictive, agile or adaptive, incremental, iterative, and hybrid. So there's five of them. But the most popular life cycle is Agile, specifically Scrum. I'm also a certified Scrum Master along with PMP. So people, as this article talk about, a lot of managers didn't like planning because they believe it was too rigid. And this article gives a little bit of background, how we started out with management by objectives, which started off in the 50s, and then that morphed into strategic planning, and now which went into Agile because of the evolution of technology and IT. And so now a lot of managers are stressed and frustrated with planning because they believe that the speed was important and that plans were frequently changed anyway. So they said, well, why plan? Why do predictive? Why do waterfall when we're doing Agile in the workplace? And that would make sense. However, Harvard Business Review contends that planning and agility are necessary and that organizations have to make them work. Think of it this way. I'm a certified project manager and Scrum, and I operate within Agile, but you can do adaptive as well as planning. You can plan out long ways, but we have a thing in project management where you talk about progressive elaboration. That's where the more information you go, the better it is. And that's the thing with Agile. For Scrum, for those who are watching, I'll put the article in the comments section so that you can read it. For Scrum, you have a time box iteration that goes no longer than a month, and you have releases. You also have percent of done. So whereas in predictive or planning, you plan and you complete everything, with Scrum and the release, it's called the increment. You have a percentage of done, a percentage of things that you've done. What doesn't get done is in the backlog. And you have a sprint backlog. You also have a product backlog, which is owned by the product owner. But for the sprint, for the Scrum Master, you evaluate after every release whether or not you need to complete that product backlog. And what the article is saying is both can coexist, which I agree. Furthermore, the Harvard Business Review says agile planning has a number of characteristics that managers like, especially in the 21st century. And they would want to reconceive it as agile planning. So, agile planning has a number of characteristics: frameworks and tools able to deal with the future, that will be different, ability to cope with more frequent dynamic changes, the need for quality time to be invested for a true strategic conversation rather than simply being a numbers game, and resources and funds that are available in a flexible way for emerging opportunities. And so the intersection of the two is what agile planning is about, which is great because there's even talk, and I've done this in previous episodes, on how agile's gotten to the place where it's morphing back into predictive, and that agile has become so big that the only way to be true agile is at the team level, which is called SAFe, which is scaled agile. You scale it down to the team level. So you're taking something like a workforce, not a workforce, a work breakdown structure. If you're not in project management, you've seen the organizational chart. That is a work breakdown structure. It's just for people in the organization. So instead of having people in the organization, you would have work and the task at hand. And there's talk about how Agile is becoming predictive for the simple fact that it's gotten so fast that you need to put some structure behind it. So the concept for Harvard Business Review of agile planning, merging the two best characteristics of planning or waterfall and agile, which is adaptive methodology, will work because you have to have some type of plan because planning is essential for business, but you can also have an actual process in there, which is a time boxed iteration, especially since businesses have monthly reports. So this episode of Projectize. I would like to thank Ronald Finkley for watching me on Instagram Live. And I wanted to bring this up because remember, Projectize does three things: the business of project management, how businesses use project management, and obtaining project management certification. So this is about how businesses use project management, and I always want to bring you the realistic, the newest stuff that's out there so you can be current if you do decide to learn more about project management or to pursue certification. So I would like to thank everybody for watching this episode of Projectize, whether you're on Instagram Live like Ronald, YouTube Live, or Twitter Live, Periscope, and I'll see everybody tomorrow.